snow on the mountains up there. Nice. She's a very heavy pack. Ugh. Lucky it's not too far to walk. Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. As you've seen, I've got a very, very heavy pack. And I'm carrying with me my stove and chimney pipes for the hot tent. I have a new tent, again, surprise, surprise. So that's gonna be fun, and a bunch of new gear as always, and good food. Luckily, the trek into camp's not too far, which is good because, man, it's hot, which is kind of stupid because I have a hot tent with me, but it should be nice and cool tomorrow morning. So I'll crack on with this walk. Hopefully it goes smoothly, then we'll get all set up. But thanks for tuning in, guys. This one should be fun. First obstacle. It would be a nightmare carrying this all the way up the tops. You could do it, but man, would it be tough. Here we are, back at my spot. We'll see how overgrown it is. Hey, it's looking pretty good. Nice. Look at this bad boy. This is the Nortent Vern 3. I think it's the third tent from Nortent that I've got. And this is a massive 3-person tent. It's kind of excessive for one person, but you know, that's my channel. It's all about the excess camping experience. It's big, so I think it'll fit in here. I cleared out a lot of space, but we shall see. I think you guys are gonna love this. It looks like she just fits here. It's freestanding, so I can move it around. Tent comes with some pretty nice pegs. Check these out. These are going to hold her in nicely. I think I have to pull it back more this way. She's long. Pole assembly time. There's 5 poles and they kind of cross over in a pretty unique way. There's a pretty good structure to the tent, like it's robust. So I think I should be able to take this one up onto the tops and test it out in some wind, snowstorms. But I thought having it down here for its first night would be good. And I just like this spot. Look at the height on that, man. That's nuts. There's so much internal volume in this thing. It truly is a palace for a backpacking tent. You can see now I've got 3 poles in and I'm putting in the 2 that cross over at the ends to pull it out and give it that kind of robust structure. Time for all the clips. So here she is in all her heavenly tent glory. and it's fully freestanding, so I can just move this whole thing and get it perfectly positioned. I just have these pegs in for setup, but now I can jiggle it around and get it just right. And look at the size of it. Bigger is better, so they say. Here we are. I'll zip this shut. Must keep all bugs out. But man, oh. I've never been in a tent that can fit in my backpack that is this big. I can sleep width ways or long ways. I think it's actually equal dimensions each way. That's better. Okay, I think I can peg it out because we are pretty level here. I'll be able to shimmy the pad around anyway because there's so much room. But I want to get all the vents open and get it set up. Obviously I don't need the guy lines in today, but there's points all over this thing. You wrap it around the poles. I imagine it'll be quite secure in the wind. I might just get this end one out though, just to keep the tent tight. At each end of the tent there's symmetrical vestibules and double-sided doors. So I should be able to get a pretty good cross breeze through here. I'll probably sleep with the ends opened up like this because there's no rain coming. But man, it's hot. I don't know if I want to be able to light the stove in there, at least not today. That'd be suicide. She's a lovely tent though. What do you guys think? Nortent Vern 3 with the stove jack. Great build quality. And Nortent just make good looking tents. Everything's got elasticated toggles, which is really nice. Way better than just having fabric, which is fiddly. You can just hook these right over, roll back the door nice and tight. We're in. I do have a thermocell, so I could probably get that going and have the door opened up, but for now, I think I'm just going to get set up in here and hopefully not overheat. I just can't get over the space. When you're in a car camping tent, you kind of expect it to be big, but I brought this thing into my backpack. It's next level. This is the thermocell. If you guys haven't seen me use it before, it's a little device. There's a little butane cartridge in the back here, and it burns gas and heats up this little blue disc, and it secretes fumes and it kills bugs. So I'll get that going in here, make sure we keep all the bugs out, and I'll carry on with unpacking. There we go, so much stuff in here. I'm gonna go down and collect some water. And it's time for a cup of tea, I reckon. Oh, I'll be able to get a view of the tent from over here. Man, it looks good in the bush. Can't wait for it to get dark and we can light it up. It's just gonna be glorious being inside that thing. Beautiful mountain water. While I'm over here, I might give myself a little shower. Whew. Got a bit sweaty walking in. Oh, that's nice. Can you imagine the feeling? Oh man, I'm overwhelmed with all the space that I have in here and the head height. Got my little table, we'll get this thing set up, then it's brew time. It'll be nice when the sun goes down, get some of this heat out of here. There's absolutely no way that I'm lighting the fire now. It would be suicidal. Right now it's like sauna status in here at the moment. Whoa, why is that so hot? Yeah, it's like sauna status inside the tent at the moment. With the fire, it would probably be like 50 degrees plus. So hopefully when we lose the light, it really cools off. It should do. This hot cup of tea probably isn't going to help either. If I was to clone myself, I reckon I could fit 4 of me in here. We'd all be touching and it would be strange. Probably a little bit uncomfortable, but you could fit 4 people in this tent. They call it a 3-person, but it truly is even a big 3-person tent. The vestibules are quite small, but there's enough for your gear. Getting in and out's a little bit fiddly as well, but it really is like a hunkering down winter tent. I just couldn't wait to take it out, so that's why we're testing it out in March. My favourite ingredient, milk. Clean penetration of the seal. It's like an oil refinery. That should do it. Well, cheers guys. We've got a mega piss weak brew here. Ooh, just how I like it. English breakfast. Half with milk, half with water. I know it winds the English up, but you know, that's what YouTube's for, winding people up. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy this, chill out, probably tidy up the tent, and I might get a little bit of firewood for the morning. The sun's finally gone down, all behind the hill. So I'm gonna get out now, prep some wood up, and set up my fireplace. It's a pretty tight fit in this space. I probably could get a smaller stove, but if I'm careful, it should be alright. There's absolutely heaps of wood around all over the riverbed, and I do have some I stashed here from the last time I was camping in this spot, so there'll be no problems finding wood. That's a bit green. She'll burn though. That should probably do it, I reckon. I have with me a new axe, so I'll try split some. You gotta see this thing. This is an oil. Some Scandinavian, Norwegian, I don't know. But look at that. It's a replica Viking hatchet, which is quite fitting because that's probably where my DNA comes from. So I'm gonna try split some. Let's see how this thing goes. The ground's quite soft underneath. I reckon this axe would be better for causing damage to humans than it would be for splitting wood. It's got quite a small little head, which means I need good aim, which I don't have. The wood is almost like concrete. It's so stiff. Let me know in the comments if there's a better way to do this. There definitely is. It's probably just be more skilled with the axe. We've got a pretty good stash in here now. I don't think I'll light it tonight, just because it's quite warm. So this will be good to go in the morning. And yeah, we shall see. Maybe we'll light it, but it's not the plan right now. Anyway, I think I'll get back in the tent and maybe think about getting dinner on. There's still heaps of bugs around, so I just got to shut this up. It's a shame. This would be a lot better in winter. Once it's freezing cold, all these bugs would disappear and then we could crank the fire. But you know, I knew it was going to be like this. Anyway, whoa, I'll grab you guys and bring you in and quickly shut this door. Look at this. My feet are out while I take my boots off. Zip that up. So here it is. It's quite a tight space in here, but you would have this open obviously if you're burning it. Don't want to burn the tent down. I'm gonna get a cup of tea on first. Wait till it gets a bit more dark. What's the time? It's 7:30 p.m. I think we'll do dinner in about an hour. It's crazy. I just lit the gas stove in here. I've got the mesh open, full ventilation. But you can feel the heat building up just off this stove. It's crazy. I've seen in a video from another YouTuber going solo. He makes good vids, he's in the UK. He had like a little hanging lantern in his tent, which I think was burning gas. But he said it heated up his tent like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 degrees, can't remember exactly. But that actually could be an awesome idea in this tent in winter time when I'm way up on the tops. I could set like a little gas thing up here. Have ventilation obviously, because you don't want to like carbon monoxide yourself, but that just extra little bit of heat, that's nice. It's always a struggle to find the tea bags when you're camping. I like having the table in here too. It makes the whole thing kind of feel like a little house. And because of the overhanging vestibule roof, you could have these doors open, I reckon, in rain. Unless it was blowing a gale. You could sit in here, pouring rain, with this little cozy setup, and just enjoy it. I'm a big fan of this tent. You should have a drink every time I say that. Tea's ready. Whoop. have this. Then we have a pretty epic dinner. Oh, why is that so hot? There's supposed to be a rubber handle on this, but it's not working. You're supposed to squeeze it, but I never do. But I do stir. Sometimes I just gotta laugh at myself because I'm filming myself in a tent in the middle of nowhere and heaps of people watch it, which is actually quite funny if you think about it. Oh, after making so many videos, you do become a lot more relaxed in front of the camera when you're filming. If you go back to the very start of the channel and you see me and Victoria, my wife, camping, we're very, very like rigid on the camera. It's actually quite cringe. It's probably cringe now, but at least I don't feel that way. Anyway, I'm gonna have this brew, then we'll get dinner on. I have with me a new knife. Same company that makes that little hatchet. This thing is an absolute work of art. Got it from the Gear Shop NZ. Check that out. Lovely. Man, that cut's good. It's razor sharp. I'm making a rustic sauce to go with some meatballs and rigatoni. This is quite a lot of courgette, or zucchini some people call it, but we'll cook it right down. It's going to be rather succulent. Can't forget the garlic. This is going to be a big cook up in the tent. I do have some butter somewhere, but I think I should be able to just get this in first with a bit of water and sweeten them out a bit. The tent is going to be full of fumes. I could have just brought in a pre-made sauce, but that's not how we do it on this channel. I've got some seasonings in here. I think there's some oregano from home, fresh thyme, parsley, and salt and pepper. Now we just got to cook it down for like 20 minutes. Building so much flavour in there. That's softening up nicely now. And to add to the mixture, we've got some nice chopped Italian tomatoes. Then we get the meatballs in, heat those up, and then cook the rigatoni. This is coming along nicely though. Almost time to add the tomatoes. Cook it just enough so the vegetables are soft and sweet, but they remain kind of firm, have their texture, not mush. Alright, let's get these in. That's epic. And here are my meatballs. I made these up at home, quite the intensive process, and I froze them. So they should be good to go once they're fully reheated in here. I think I might need a little bit more water. I wish you guys could smell the aromas coming off this. If there was like a button on the screen, click to secrete scent, that would be a good feature for YouTube to implement. The sauce is complete. We'll take that off. Put it over on the stove. Now we get this pasta cooked. I just realised I didn't bring any way to strain the pasta, so that is going to be a problem. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. For now, we'll just get it cooked. I've never had these before. I've had rigatonis, but not small rigatonis. Not sure what the Italian word is for small. Petit rigatoni. Get this up to a boil. It should be about 10 minutes. It'll be al dente. Here comes the tricky part. I've got to somehow get this water out. Try decant it. Oh, this is not going to work. Carefully. We don't want to lose these calories. Okay, we'll get all these in. We'll get the heat back on this and we'll add the cheese. A lot of effort went into this, but it will be definitely worth it. I mean, look at that. This is how to go camping. Cook up a giant feast in a premium tent in a lovely spot. What else could you want? The meatballs. Oh. I caramelized onions, cream, herbs. Oh. Nice peppery sauce, mushrooms. The vegetables still have a bite to them. This is perfect. And there's so much to eat. Oh, I'm hungry, haven't eaten since midday. I need to let it cool down a bit. Steaming meatball perfection. It's gonna fog up the lens. Whoa, it's hot. Oh, it's too hot. This is always the problem that I have when camping. The food's either too hot or too cold. I need patience. Do you guys want to see me eat? Maybe we'll do an eating montage. Starting now. I haven't even made a dent in this pot of food. It's always worth putting the effort in to do a proper cook-up. I don't have to worry about predators either. There's no wolves or bears. The only thing that would be here could be a wicker. Oh, there are deer and pigs and stuff, but they'll be nowhere near me. All the noise I make. So I can just enjoy all this stuff in peace. Anyway, I'm gonna finish this up, tidy up, and I'll come back to you guys. I want to head down to the stream and fill up my water bottles. But man, it is a glorious night out here. I can see the stars. I think we're going to get a big moon. It was just full a couple nights ago. It had the blood red moon eclipse. So that's going to be something to look forward to. But what a spot. My belly is full and I'm feeling great. I reckon this would be pretty strong if you had all these guy lines wrapped around the pole here and here, here and here. The tent could take some wind. Definitely snow. The moon's coming up over the mountains. You can see light starting to hit the riverbed. The moon has arrived and I'm basking in the moonlight. Over there's the tent. It's looking cozy. I think I'm going to get back in there now and get into bed. This is my biggest, comfiest mat, the Campmeister Deluxe by Big Agnes. Super thick, stretchy material. I think it's got like an R value of 8 or something as well, so it's very warm. And for my quilt, I'm using the Alton Ultralight quilt. Haven't had this thing out in a while, but it's very nice, like all the Alton gear is. I think this one's good down to about freezing. And I think it's forecast to get to like 4 degrees in the morning, so it will be quite cold, which will be nice. We'll get this out, get it lofted up, and get ourselves real cozy. Oh, I love this thing. I love all my quilts. I can just feel the heat bouncing back off this pad. And it's actually quite chilly now, so it's good. Oh man, what a setup. And it would not be complete without my Zen bivvy hood. This is the warm one with extra down in it. The full-blown winter version. We'll strap this on, and then we're done. I can't forget my pillow. Where is that? Oh yeah, and for the pillow, I'm using the Nemo Pillow. I swap between the Zen Bivvy one and this one. Like to mix it up, keep things fresh. This one's pretty cool. It's got a nice felt kind of topper and memory foam, then an air bladder. It's just a little bit thinner. It is heavy though. And just like that, it's a nice pillow. I'll lie down and test this out. This might be my most comfy setup. It's actually crazy how, like, you know, with modern gear, how comfortable you can get yourself out in the backcountry. Like I'm in the bush, and I'm probably more comfortable than I am at home, to be honest. There's always that novelty factor when you're in the tent. But this pad, stretchy material, giant baffles down each side, so your body's just cradled into it. And this quilt for me is just the absolute perfect fit. The Alton Ultralight. Oh, it's warm. Very warm, a lot of down in it, overstuffed. I don't think I need the pad straps tonight. Oh yes. I'm just going to chill for a bit and then we'll have a hot chocolate. This is my treat of choice, the Jar of Dark hot chocolate. I love these things when I'm out camping. It's like a staple of my camping trip. Have this, then we're going to hit the sack. can smell the chocolate fumes. Oh, the perfect way to cleanse the palate. These are just so sweet and creamy. Just from the sachet. They're the best hot chocolates, Jara Darks. If you're watching, Jara, Mr. Dark, sponsor me. This has been like the perfect evening of camping. The moonrise over the mountains, down into the riverbed. Stunning, epic dinner. And it's just cool to test out a new tent. Even though this is not really the conditions it's designed for, it's been good. Yeah, happy with it. I'm going to leave these open, mesh exposed at both ends, and the vestibule rolled back just to try and get some airflow through here. I got warm gear, so I should be okay, even though I think it's going to drop to quite a low temperature in the morning. Hopefully it's cold when we get the fire going and do a big cook up. I'm going to finish this hot chocolate, probably just lie down and go to bed, hopefully have a good sleep. I think I will. I'm feeling very relaxed. But yeah, I'm going to switch the lights off. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night. Good morning. It's pretty chilly now. Oh man. Let me get a coffee on and get the fire going. I need this brew. I was thinking I'd light the fire before I had a coffee, then I thought that would be a really bad idea. I'd probably burn the tent down. I need full focus for this. So get this coffee in me first. So yeah, the sleep was good. I did wake up a few times, kind of tossing and turning. But I got a solid 5 hours, which is not bad. And yeah, the temperature did drop, so I ended up tucking the quilt underneath me because I didn't deploy the pad straps. But that worked pretty well. This is a pleasant temperature now for camping. You can use your down gear and be cozy. That's what I like, not when you're sweating, you know. That's pretty miserable. Coffee's done. Get this here for now. Cheers. Morning temp brew. Instant pleasure, not instant coffee. Some people drink instant coffee, and that's okay. I'm not the kind of guy who's gonna get mad at someone or think that they're a lower class citizen because they have instant coffee instead of the most high quality, hand-picked, unique specialty coffee. Because sometimes I whip out the Maconas as well. I always have an emergency sachet with me, I'll show you. Good to go. Some of these things. You guys know that. When I'm real sad and upset and need that sweetness, sugar, I have a Macona. It kind of freaks me out that the fire's literally right here. I think I'm going to have to reorientate my bed widthways in the tent, just so I'm not so close to it. One ember would pop the pad. Just like that, we're side on now. It feels like a better orientation to the fireplace. I think it's time to get this thing going. Shouldn't need much. The wood's pretty dry. Start with a small piece. Chuck in a little bit more just in case. I can feel the heat coming off this already. It won't be long until we have inferno status. You can see these flames coming out. Far out. Just got to keep that shut. I'd feel much more safe burning that lumpwood charcoal in here because that stuff's a lot more predictable than just pieces of timber. But once it gets going a bit more steady, should be right. You've got to be very careful loading wood in here. This ground sheet's getting kind of hot. Might push it back a bit with a stick. But I might get another cup of tea on. I can use the stove this time, which is always nicer. It's actually pretty chilly just outside the tent. The whole space in here now is like filled with warm air, even though I have these doors open. If you shut these, man, it would be hot in here. I'm definitely going to use this tent in that spot where I camped last year next to the frozen lake in the snow, and just bring a bag of lumpwood charcoal because that's quite close to the car, and I could just hunker down in this thing. Have the whole fire going. It would be so nice. All the extra space just makes it so worth it. You just move around, position your table and your chair and everything. What a cool tent. I want to carry it up to the tops too, even though it weighs 5 kilos. I reckon I can handle it. I go to the gym enough. Might take a quick look around outside. Woo. She's fresh. And the moon's up there. Fire's going good. What a morning. You can feel the tent, it's hot. Funny that, it's a hot tent. It's a very peaceful, still morning. I've seen a few animal tracks in the sand down there by the river and some droppings. There's probably deer walking up around here. But I think I might get back in the tent, get a cup of tea on and do breakfast. I have something quite tasty, which I'm looking forward to. I think I might deflate the pad now, pack that away and get the chair out and get set up better in here. Kind of limited room when the whole bed's made. Back in the chair. Heaps of room with the pad deflated. What coffee should I pick? One's Honduras, one's Colombian. I think we'll have the Honduran. Yeah, the kettle's boiling. There's so much room with the pad down. It's incredible, man. And it's getting very hot. The fire's putting out max heat now. Man, that smells nice. Sweet roasted nuts, tropical fruits. Delicious. Oh, it's hot. I'm roasting. Guess what's for breakfast, guys? One of my all-time camp favorites. Beans and sausages in a can. I love these things, waddies. They're a New Zealand pantry staple. Most households would have at least one Waddies product in the house at all times. Whether it's tomato sauce, frozen veg, cans of beans. They do pretty much everything. Might get a bit more wood on here. Having the stove is a nice coffee warmer. You can just place it down here for a half a minute or so. Keeps it nice and steaming hot. Slowly bring those up to temp. I'll get some of this cheese on, left over from last night. It would be nice to have a piece of sourdough to dunk in here, but I think we'll be alright just like this. The cheese really makes a difference. Oh, look at it, all melting, gooey. Look at all that melted cheese. Cheese pull to the max. I've packed down most of the stuff in the tent. Time to load the pack. I've got the Cactus. I can't remember the name, but it's like the most robust backpack you're ever going to get in your life. Like, if you get this, you'll never need another backpack ever again. And it's ginormous. This material, it almost feels like it could be bulletproof. Don't trust me on that one. But yeah, it's a cavernous pack. Pretty simple. It's just one giant compartment and a few little bits and pieces on the outside to attach gear, but it can fit so much stuff in this thing. We'll load her up. The fire's almost out. It's pretty much cold, but I've chucked these heat-proof gloves on just in case. Time for the great unclip. This is actually real easy. Probably easier than pole sleeves, I reckon. Look at that. Ding ding. Speed unclip. The inner tent and the fly actually packed down pretty small, considering the room that you get. It's just all those poles bump the weight up. Alright guys, pretty much all packed up. That was an awesome camp, thoroughly enjoyed that one. This is becoming one of my favourite spots. Just the outlook, the ambience, the sound of the river. I'm really looking forward to this place in winter with some gentle rain. Yeah, so tent was awesome, getting the fire going was great, just everything. Love being out here, eh? So peaceful. But the pack is fully loaded, the big Cactus, and it's a short walk back to the car, so I think I'll get this on, get the big camera away, and I'll say goodbye back at the van. You can see here the stream has run down this part and washed all this out. This is why I wouldn't want to camp in that spot in massive heavy rain, because it could divert down this way and wash out my camp spot. So if the forecast is pretty rough, I think we'll skip this place. It's more for the more fine conditions and gentle rain. Look at this. What a stunning place. Back at the road. Oh man, heart rate boosts up. Here she is. I'll quickly show you guys my van floor. You see this nice subfloor installed. It's looking pretty crisp and tidy. These are cutouts for the suspension. They have to be accessed, but that'll be covered up by the bed and stuff. And the engine hump is here. Nice trim, but yeah, in a month's time this will all be done. But that's enough from me. I'm gonna end it here. Thanks for coming guys. Hope you had an enjoyable time watching. And yeah, have a good day and a good week. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.